Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kurt, and welcome back to Far Lands or Bust. Torches for days in this extended hidey hole that we had at the end of the last episode. But welcome back to Far Lands or Bust. I think we're safe. This is an awkward exit, but run away. Okay, yeah, we're safe. We are safe indeed. And this is, oh yeah, okay, now I kind of remember what happened. We've got the basin here. We've got Wolfie, who refused to come indoors at the end of the episode there. And we've got to secure this awkward hidey hole here for episode 413 of Far Lands or Bust. Lucky number 413. And we have the pink sheep of episode 412-ness, and oh, that's interesting. The TNT explosion. Apparently, it was so dark I could not see, but the TNT explosion from the end of the last episode kind of mimics the pink wool up there. Very interesting indeed. I wonder if I can't. Nope, Wolfie is already on his way. No, come back here. I want to. It's picture time. Come up on this block. Yeah. Do what you were. Oh, dang you, Wolfie. Dang you, Wolfie. Yep. No. Up. Yep. Up. Yep. No, sit. That's gonna be terrible, actually. I want to try to get. Look. Yes. Quickly, get out the camera. Hey, Wolfie. Yes, right there. That's kind of awkward looking because you're blending into the dirt right next to you. But that's close enough. There we go. We got some pictures. And we are, our fingers are not on home row, so we meant to go forward, but we ended up going backwards. We're continuing on to the Far Lands, like I said here in episode 413. It is Friday. Ooh. A Friday, October 3rd, 2014. And at farlandsbust.com, we're still raising money for Child's Play charity, helping get toys, books, games to kids in hospitals around the world. We are up to $12,806.11. Thank you, everybody who continues to donate. And also, with your donation in the comment field, you can ask a question, and I will attempt to answer said questions in future episodes of Far Lands or Bust. Yoink. As I will. Ooh, excuse me. If I can talk. Ooh, what is going on? Hold on. Oh, Wolfie was pushing me there. If my voice doth declare it is necessary to continue talking, I will attempt to answer those questions. But yes, here we are in Far Lands or Bust, playing in Minecraft Beta 1.7.3. The last version of the Far Lands to contain, the last version of the Far Lands, the last version of the game of Minecraft, to contain the Far Lands. No, Wolfie, this is not a hidey hole. I was just investigating. Ooh, don't fall. But yeah, we are continuing on here, trying to go west, but the terrain, it impedes us. It impedes us indeed. Stop impeding us. Ooh, is that going to become a mountain, or is that going to become a floaty thing? I'm very interested in finding out. Oh, it looks like it's becoming a mountain. I'm still going to check it out. Again, as is the case with the yesterday. What? The days and the months and the weeks, I get them all confused. I'm like a time traveler. No, with Wednesday's episode, there may be a slight drone of... It is a floaty bit. A slight drone of mechanical instruments in the background of my microphone audio. I do apologize. The construction continues. The unnecessary construction continues that I mentioned in the last episode, and I've got to record the video, and right now it is actually at its lowest amount of noise. Otherwise, we would be dealing with trucks, and I was mentioning that I had to mention that I couldn't live stream yesterday because they busted out the Bobcats, and I speak not of the feline animal, but of the little tiny four-wheeled tractor construction equipment things. Careful, Wolfie! Stop glitching into blocks. We were just talking about that last episode. Bobcat with a giant, what are those things called? Jackhammer. Which I think are called other things in other countries too. Gosh darn it, Wolfie. There's something over there that you just continue to get glitched into. Alright, and boop. Alright, continue on. Woof! Woof indeed. But yeah, there's a lot of noise, and it's just loud noises. Loud noises. Very different from spooky noises. They're loud noises, and just pointless. Pointless stuff. Pointless stuff. I won't get into that, but yeah, we are continuing on. It is Friday, as I mentioned already. The time it passes. Oh gosh, and this day is almost over. What is going on? The time and space are tearing themselves asunder. Yeah, I don't have any news items. Again, this is one of those situations where I'm like, oh gosh, it's kind of quiet right now. Let's quickly record. I do have a question from Y, as in the letter Y. Sometimes a vowel, sometimes not. Y, with their donation to Child's Play charity, asked, what is Pluto doing recently? Not much. Just dwarf planet stuff. Eh. What is Pluto doing recently? Pluto's still out there. The most interesting news about Pluto is that the New Horizons spacecraft from NASA is due to fly by in less than a year. On July 14th, 2015, New Horizons will fly by Pluto, getting our first up-close pictures of the dwarf planet and its companion Kuiper belt objects. What's going on down there? Pluto, its kind of sister moon Charon, and they're discovering more and more objects kind of locked in kind of a strange pseudo moon type orbit situation with Pluto. And they're going to be learning a lot about that sort of stuff. You know, there's evidence. Hey, there might be ice, water, solid ice water on the surface of Pluto, and perhaps stuff going on underneath. Maybe a very light and tenuous. Is that the word I'm looking for? Atmosphere, perhaps. You know, barely perceptible. I mean, technically speaking, Mercury has an atmosphere too. It's just barely there. It's just like a few particles of molecules that get trapped by the gravity that happen to not get blown away by the solar wind. So there's some debate about that, and we're gonna find out in less than a year. It's gonna be pretty crazy that in a year from now, you know, kids going to school are going to be able to have their science books have actual like up close pictures of actual Pluto. When before then, in my books and even people in school now, they don't have pictures of Pluto. It's kind of an interesting way you can kind of expect things to change, thanks to science, and whatnot. So that's very cool, and that's what Pluto is doing. Otherwise, I don't think it gets up to much. What's the going kind of really neat factoid is that when was Pluto discovered? In like I am not going to go boating on a bed. That's not gonna happen. It's gonna be a soggy mattress. When was Pluto discovered? A while ago, in the early 1900s, was it not? 1920s, 1930s? I don't know, off the top of my head. But regardless, Pluto, since its discovery, still hasn't gone once around the sun. That's how slow its orbit is. So that's kind of a cool little factoid. Perhaps you can look that up on the Googles to really properly educate yourself, and just be, don't attribute that quote to me, because I most definitely screwed it up. Ooh, that's neat. A solitary tree upon a solitary hill. It's poetic. It means something. Alright, let's make our elevated hidey hole here for the night. Take a sleep. Oh, Wolfie, no. This is not ideal. This is not an ideal situation. Yeah, you're gonna have to very carefully. Hover dog. You're gonna have to. Thank you. All right, very nice. Didn't take any damage. Good job. All right, let's go to sleep, and we'll continue answering questions in the morning. And awakeness. Uh-oh. I'm hearing a new type of rumbling outside. There's a rumble in the jungle. What? No? I don't live in a jungle. Or do I? Broadcasting live from the Amazon. Farlands bust. Just kidding. Where are we at? Let's answer another question. This one just came in today from, or well, maybe yesterday, but from Sean. A recent donation asked about MindCrack UHC, ultra hardcore. Obviously, for those of you who follow other Mindcrackers, you know that there is a... Oh, geez, there's a backup beeping from the heavy equipment. Don't bring attention to it, Kurt. Just talk through it. There is a season of MindCrack UHC, careful Wolfie, going on right now, of which I was not a part of, unfortunately. The schedules have changed, and we used to normally record them. I hope I'm not giving out, like, top secret recording schedule information, but we used to record them on Fridays, and now they've switched to recording them on the weekends, and the weekends are no good, as many of you already know. For old KurtJMac to do recording or live streaming or things like that, so oftentimes is the case where I am not available, and I was not available for this last one, unfortunately. But it seems it's continuing to go on. I don't know what the outcome is. I'm kind of watching. I've been watching Beef. I've been watching Avidya. I've also been watching Good. Good always has very, very exciting UHCs to share, and you know, just kind of checking in and skipping around. Not really worrying about avoiding spoilers or anything like that. I generally check the Reddit to be like, okay, who had an interesting perspective, and I'll watch that perspective. But the question here from Sean about UHC is, which Mindcrackers do you think would make an interesting pairing? Are there any Mindcrackers you haven't been teamed up with in the past that you'd like to play with? Or any ones you have played with that suit your style and play personality? Also, any ideas you'd like to see in future UHCs? Well, let's go back. Any Mindcrackers you think would make an interesting pairing? That's kind of tough. For the past handful or so, we've been doing random teams, simply because there are so many people participating that it's kind of tough and wouldn't be really logical to let people pick teams and then be stuck with leftovers and stuff like that. Kind of the school, the playground, pick your teams mentality. Ooh, good job, Wolfie. So I don't know. Perhaps in the future we'll be able to maybe pick teams. I mean, obviously, I know the popularity of Team Single Malt Scotch for the one UHC we participated in. And perhaps in the future that will return or not. That would be kind of an interesting thing to do again. I know Tumblr would get a kick out of it. Crazy Tumblr people. Whoa, hi. How are you? Doing alright? Get wolfied. You're dead. You're dead. Oh, hi. You didn't see that, did you? Yeah, I'm not sure who would make good pairings or not. It's difficult because there are so many people involved now that I don't watch everybody's perspective, so I don't know everybody's style or you know, the way they play the Vigi game. So that's kind of a little bit unfortunate as far as being involved is concerned. And I'm sure a lot of you probably feel the same way, that you can't watch everybody's perspective. I guess I'll make 3 boats, eh? 3 boats. 3 boats. Are there any Mindcrackers you haven't been teamed that you would like? Watching this season, doing something with Sevidus would be cool, since even though it really wouldn't come into play for a UHC, but our common interests in space and astronomy would be an interesting thing, even just any sort of co-op thing with Sevidus. MC Gamer. It'd be interesting to get like MC Gamer and Milby and Avidia, like getting the Speedrunners crew together to do a UHC. People seem to like that group dynamic. So any of those guys, I was with Avidia 2 times. Was I? Yeah. No. Yeah. Maybe. Because I was with Team Sobriety, and then was I with Michael? I don't remember. There's been so many seasons, it's hard to keep track of them all. Cheese, no. But yeah, I mean that was an interesting that I think worked out well, I believe. I would like to be paired up with Good. That's one thing I was thinking about, watching Good's perspective. He seems to have, and we had a good time when we did the UHC monument in the last season of MindCrack. Everybody seemed to enjoy that pairing. Whoa, 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 whoa. Have a seat. I gotta check this out. Oh, cool. It like goes down to a little hidden garden. A little hidden... Oh, neat. This is interesting. I didn't realize I was this far up into the sky. Oh, that's pretty cool. We are, however, going to make sure Wolfie doesn't find out how cool it is. Yeah, go this way, this way, this way. All right, very nice. Good job. So yeah, I would like to be paired up with Good. Just also because he needs to find a teammate or teammates that don't die on him and leave him alone for a UHC. That seems to be his curse lately. And the Iron Curtain would provide such a service. So yeah, I think I'd like to be paired up with Good. He gets he gets some... Ah, careful, Wolfie. Oh, that was a bad one. Whoop. He gets some pretty interesting UHC stuff going on there. And yes, he's always nervous. He's not sick of that joke at all. But so yeah, that's probably of all the people I haven't been paired up with, I'd probably want to be paired up with Good in a future one. That'd be pretty cool. Any ideas for future UHCs? I think, and it is just simply a problem of the usability, the lag, just technical reasons. The one season we did use the shrinking world border, that I think is the thing that is going to, kind of rekindle UHC. We've been stuck having to use Bucket or older versions of Minecraft and then simply creating a solid wall and just kind of very gently agreeing to meet somewhere in the middle and to end out a season of UHC with the last few teams or members or something like that, which I'm not a huge fan of. I think that one season that we did have the shrinking border was very interesting, and it very much played into many battles, especially since a lot of them happened near the world border that was shrinking around them, and it was, our team, I was with Doc and Pyro, and, we tried to use that to our advantage to try to corner a team into the world border, but that didn't work out too great, spoiler alert, but so yeah, that would be, I'm really looking forward to being able to use the newer versions of the game, and maybe utilizing the newly built-in terrain options. Maybe turning on something like tiny biomes and frequent structures like Brian does in Bingo. Having a map like that, because a lot of times in these recent UHCs, the maps seem a little bit boring. I almost kind of preferred the previous season's maps where there were vast oceans to cross, because then that reduced the amount of land and kind of increased the chances of encounters, as opposed to the seeds we've been choosing lately, which are just all land. They end up being all 1 or 2 or 3 biomes, and then, really like villages and structures, temples, have really not played a role as much as I think they should in UHC to kind of throw in luck of the chance of the draw. And, you know, you see when was the last time there was ever a desert temple in a UHC? I don't think there has been in like the past 3 or 4 where a desert temple has come into play. So yeah, I feel like utilizing those, I mean, maybe even, oh my, oh dear, it begins. Hold on, could you wait like 10 more minutes, please, people, before we start banging the giant, what are those things called? The dump trucks. You know, when a dump truck dumps. When a dump truck dumps. When a dump truck dumps, the little flap on the back hits the dumpy part. These are all technical construction terms, as you know, and it makes a loud noise. Loud noises. So quickly now, we're going to. Well, I really can't. I can't hasten the rate at which the sun sets. So let's go to sleep and hopefully continue uninterrupted in the morning. And whoa, loud noises in the backgroundness. Woof indeed. Of course, there was what we probably should have called ourselves in UHC, myself and Bash. Whoa. Myself and Baz should have called ourselves Team Background Noise, because I have traditionally the garage door, and he has traditionally airplanes and cars and just stuff in the background in his videos too. But we neglected to make that connection when we named our team. Woof. But yeah, that I hope answers most of your questions. Careful, Wolfie. Good gravy. Good gravy on your lack of care given to bonk to traversing the terrain. So yeah, hopefully I'm not sure when the next scheduled UHC is going to be. It might be the case that they're sticking with the weekend recordings, in which case I am less and less likely to be able to participate. But we'll see. It's still something I do very much enjoy about Minecraft, is playing that game mode, and hopefully we can find ways to mix it up. Oh my god, the noises. Oh man. Let's see another. Ooh, this one's a crazy question from Rick in the UK. Talking about parallel and alternate universes. Do you think they exist? For example, there's another Kurt in a parallel universe that has made different choices and is living a different life. Thoughts on that theory or hypothesis? It is kind of an interesting thing to think about, and there is another, you know, to expand upon that theory of alternate universes, is that there are infinite alternate universes, or even, say, within our own universe. Since you could say our universe is infinite, there's no edge, and there are infinite number of galaxies and stars and planets. Simply taking the mathematical definition of infinite means that there are also infinite possibilities, infinite duplicates of Earth and our solar system, infinite, you know, since there are oh, that's lava over there. Infinite lava. Since there are infinite possibilities, then there are infinite KurtJMacs. There are infinite U's. One of those infinite KurtJMacs actually fell in there and took a bit of damage. You know, just very slight variances upon it, and that is, you know, that's an interesting. It's kind of a thought experiment. It's kind of a you know, just a slight question, but it is also one of those, especially those about the infinite universes. You know, we live in a multiverse, and there are alternate universes out there. I don't believe, and, you know, perhaps 100, 1,000, 10,000 years from now, I might be proven wrong, but right now, there's no way to prove that. There's no way to detect another universe, because in that other universe, the laws of our universe don't apply. 1 + 1 does not equal 2. There might not even be such thing as 1 + 1. You know, it's kind of hard to wrap your brain around. when you think of these, Wolfie, there you are, these sci-fi books and movies who propose traveling to another universe. You build a spaceship here in this universe, built out of atoms and molecules that exist based on the rules of our universe, and you take it to another universe, it will cease to exist because it's the same principles don't apply. Gravity doesn't exist. Perhaps it's some other force. It's a really interesting brain twister, and it can, there can be some hard science and math that goes into, you're getting into the quantum stuff. And there's also very recent viral videos and articles talking about how some people can, they have evidence, or here's some mathematical proof that we're currently living in a hologram of a universe and not an actual, hard universe or something like that. But how do you prove that? And I tend to keep my interest in space and universe and astronomy a little bit more tangible, I suppose. Talking about, we could talk about black holes, but I'm not talking about what happens when you go into them, or the kind of... It gets interesting when you think about gravity wells and time dilation and stuff like that. But I try to keep things a little bit more about... Am I walking the right way? Good gravy. I haven't had my compass on my bar. Yes, I am walking the right way. I haven't, I don't get too far, because it does start to cross that border onto the fringe of sci-fi, and I kind of like the aspect of astronomy where I can look at it through a telescope, or have a picture of a much better telescope take a picture for me, or places we could actually put a lander on, things like New Horizons, what we talked about before. So I don't give it too much thought. Obviously, it's interesting to think about and hear stories and perhaps see a nice 5-minute TED Talk about or something like that. But I don't spend my days. I don't spend too much energy going into too much depth or detail about that sort of stuff. But it's interesting. I mean, if it's something that piques your interest in science and space, then by all means explore it further, and it might lead to some other path on your own life that is slightly different than that of which is in the parallel universe you. Oh man, yeah, it can get a little bit heavy-handed. Or you can just kind of take it lightly like I do and be like, ooh, that'd be neat, and then get on with your day and make a sandwich. Alternate dimension sandwich. Oh man. Where are we at here? We've got half a day. Wolfie, you've been going through pigs like they're going out of style. They're last season's fashion. Bloop. Yay! That was a good amount. Yeah, that's the perfect amount. We're back up. We're full of Wolfie treat stock now. Let's see here if there's another quick question I can answer. Oh, what is that noise now? Some sort of velociraptor outside. Well, that was kind of a... Oh gosh, get back here. Okay. We lost the boat! Lost the boat. Let's see. Oh, there's a lot of questions about Far Lands of Bust. I'll save those for later, maybe. Alternate universes. I got a question from a patron a while ago. I just have the list here of ones I still haven't answered. But would you ever like to fly an airplane or get a pilot's license? Talked about this a few times before. That was a consideration for a while for me, especially through middle school. I really wanted to either get a pilot's license or join the Air Force, fly an airplane, but that has less and less become an interest of mine. It would still be cool, but there is a lot of when you think about getting a pilot's license, you're like, "Ooh, I'll be able to fly around and have fun," but there's just so much, for the right reasons, there's so much like protocol and rules that I don't know that I would have as much fun with it as I think I would. Obviously you just can't like decide to get up one day and go for a little fly, or well, maybe you can, but then you gotta. It seems a little bit more overbearing than I would like. Speaking of flight, what is this thing? Hovering just slightly. It's kind of neat. But yeah, it would be neat. I think I'm a little bit more interested nowadays in vehicular fun, and perhaps getting a fun car, because I'm a fun guy. There's a fungus among us. No, a fun car, and maybe joining a car club or some sort of autocross club that has a racetrack or cordons off a parking lot to do some sort of autocross or whatever it's called, for a day. That sort of stuff seems a little bit more fun. Obviously, there's protocol and safety to be considered there, but maybe not quite to the degree that is flight, private pilot flight or otherwise. But who knows? There are plenty of people who later on in life end up being like, I'm going to get a pilot's license. That's how I'm going to sound when I'm in my 60s and 70s, by the way. And, they go ahead and do it then. So perhaps, never say never rule things out like that. But we're going to end off episode 413 of Far Lands or Bust with loud noises outside. Hopefully those weren't too distracting, and hopefully I don't, I can do my best to remove that in the background, but it's not like a constant hum, so noise removal options in software aren't going to be able to pick that up, and I don't want to further distort my own voice. But look at that wonderful sunset and vista. Right, Wolfie? Woof, there we go. Right. We're going to close off the hidey hole here. Let's do that. And then make it full size. And I appreciate all these questions. And I appreciate your patience with the noises outside and the problems caused by that. Not being able to live stream or other things. We'll make up for it. Don't worry about that. I will have, I believe, tomorrow. I've also been a little bit away from being able to give a Patreon/channel update. Tomorrow I should, fingers crossed, be able to record and upload one of those, so look forward to that tomorrow. I've got some slightly very important news for that, a prelude to actual news about that, I suppose. I don't want to oversell the idea, but we'll look forward to that. And once again, whoa, yeah, I'm so happy. I'm jumping for joy accidentally here. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Far Lands or Bust. I do appreciate, a lot of people. Oh, I don't support you on Patreon. I wouldn't mind watching ads if it helps you out. Well, that's okay. But if you do want to help me out, pressing the like button, that really helps out a lot more than you can ever imagine. And just continuing to watch and be awesome Farlanders that you are. And we will continue walking to the Farlands after this weekend. On Monday is when the next episode will come out. Thank you so much for watching. And thank you so much for following along. My name is Kurt. I will see you next time. Can't sleep with all this construction equipment outside. Can't sleep. When a dump truck jumped up double dumps.